What's good, Milk is Bad? I'm your guide, Q. Welcome back to some sad cringe. This is one of my favorite genres of entertainment on the internet, and I try to keep the cringe as spicy as possible. So if it's cringy, let me know. If it's not cringy enough, please call me out, and I will raise my standards. Alright, this video is of a flat earther in his 50s trying to record some sort of vlog about his flat earth theories, and his wife is not a fan of it, and it becomes so real so quickly. Let's get into it.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Well, same day, same time. This is not to scale, of course. When I grew up, the solar system was stationary.
Alright, honey, come on.
The sun was standing.
Why don't you stop this bullshit?
Idiot. Can you give me like 5 minutes?
No, you've had it all morning, and I'm just freezing, and I'm hungry, and it's time to start cleaning the house.
I don't know about you guys, but when she says you've had all morning, I just immediately feel like I am teleported into that room and I am feeling the active tension. Like, if this guy wasn't trying to record something to convince other people of stupid flat earth theories, I would actually feel horrible for him. Like, if this was just some hobby he was into and it wasn't some weird conspiracy theory, I would be like, this man's wife is terrible. Why is she treating him like this? But she has every right to be fed up. Alright, this is a TikTok of what seems to be a young teen girl asking Santa for a boyfriend. And I really hate that this TikTok cuts off when it did, because I'm sure that if this is the real Santa, after he said I can't give you a boyfriend, he's like, but I've been watching you and you're a really special young woman and you're going to find love. Like, this is just, I don't know, this is a lot. Like, she is clearly extremely upset and I do not know how to process this. This Santa is handling it like a champ, I can tell you that. Alright, so this was posted to TikTok by some, like, Sigma grind set page, I'm sure, and it's called 11th Man Theory, and it says it's by Sean Astin, but it's not like he said this in real life and meant it. This is a clip from a movie.
Say there's a woman in a room with 10 men, and all 10 men are telling her how beautiful she is and how amazing she is, and they're lighting her cigarette and buying her drinks and just treating her like gold. Then, all of a sudden, in walks the 11th man. He takes one look at her and says, hey, how you doing? Turns his back on her and starts talking to his boys. That's the guy she wants to be with, the 11th man. Not any of the 10 men who were treating her well all night, but the one guy who couldn't care less. For some reason, women don't want nice. They don't want real. They don't want to be treated well. I think that's crazy, and I refuse to play that game. You know, get a girl by pretending that I don't like her. I want to be with a woman who's real, who digs it when I'm nice to her, who doesn't see that as weakness, or take me for granted when I tell her that I think she's more amazing than anything else in the entire world. But unfortunately, most women aren't like that. They say they are, and deep down inside, they want to be. They're not.
Okay, so this is just a perfect opportunity to call out all of media in at least the 90s and 2000s that enforced these ideas that made a generation of nice guys out there. Like, sure, there's something to be said about 10 guys doing the same thing to impress a girl and then one guy doing something different that doesn't blend into the rest, and maybe that being special. But this whole idea that, like, I don't know, film writers in the 90s and 2000s really understood what women were really like, and they're all just these girls that want assholes and don't like the nice guys. Like, these things ruined a generation of men. We had to unlearn these lessons. Alright, it's a Facebook post from Kevin, and I know it's cropped weird. That is not my fault. That's just how the post came on Reddit. Kevin posts, she's such a cutie, with this mirror selfie of his arms around this girl's waist. Somebody replies, surprise sandwich! This is very early Facebook language. And Belle, the girl in the picture, responds, a cutie that has a boy. Can you delete this? It looks like more than it really is, and it has my bong in it. Like, whoa. I do have to ask why this picture was taken if you two were not an item, and also if this was like just a thing in the past or some shit. Like, Kevin, why are you posting this if you know she currently has a boyfriend, my lord? Alright, this was a post on r/made-me-smile, got tons of upvotes. You can see how many awards it got, some of which people pay actual real-life money to give other people. Girl in the checkout line. So I was in the checkout line at a gas station and there was a cute girl in front of me in the queue. She left the queue to go grab some chewing gum or something and then re-entered the queue. But instead of taking her original place in front of me, she went directly behind me at the back of the line. Without thinking, I turned around and said, "Hey, you were ahead of me," while motioning to the space in front of me. She blushed a bit and then took her spot in front of me. While she was checking out, she asked for a pen and paper and scribbled something down. No big deal, I thought. But afterwards, she waited outside for me, and when I stepped out, she handed me a small note with her phone number and a message that simply said, "The world is running out of kind people. Give me a call," then quickly kissed me on the cheek and dashed off to her car. Guys, I think I'm in love. Edit, update, sorry everyone, I can literally no longer keep up with all the comments. I had to give up. I really didn't think this would take off the way it did. Alright, so obviously this could have happened, but is it more likely that this whole situation actually happened and this person's life runs like the first 20 minutes of a romantic comedy, or did they just make this up? Like, I'm sort of leaning towards the latter. I'll tell you what I actually believe happened, is this person went into the gas station, the whole thing went, she left the queue, she came back in behind him, he led her back in front, and maybe she said, "Oh, thank you, that was really kind of you," and maybe he thought they had a moment. But this whole thing of fucking waiting outside for you, handing like a message that she wrote down on something, "The world is running out of," kissing you on the cheek, like, it's just all too much, bro. And I know that this might not be quite big enough of a sample size, but there's a good likelihood that at least like 10,000 people will see this video. If you've ever had a situation this much like the plot of a movie happen to you romantically, please come forward and share your story. Alright, we got a post about the failures of the female gender, so listen up, ladies. It is a failure of the female gender that they select the fathers of the next generation based on superficial nonsense and ignore important traits like the one shown below. We as a species are getting stupider and stupider because girls see being on your high school football team as a more genetically valuable trait than IQ or kindness. Check out my IQ results. My IQ is 121. I'm in the top 8.08%. In a room of 1,000 people, I would be smarter than 919 of them. That darn female gender, always keeping us high IQ men down. I really wish that I could show this person like an alternate reality where IQ was the superficial trait that women judged men off of, and there were just like all these jocks out there that are like, why don't they care about my athleticism? I can protect them, I can take care of them. Like, IQ is just as superficial as athleticism, and I really challenge you, sir, to leave your home, get off the internet, stop taking IQ tests, talk to some real people. Alright, so this is a couple posts from Facebook in 2009, and Reddit called this out as possibly satire, but they just don't get what 2009 Facebook was like. First post is learning how to play the xylophone. One day later, is wondering why nobody cares about me and my xylophone. And this is how it was. Back in 2009, it would like say your name, and then for some reason everybody wrote Facebook posts like their name was the beginning of the sentence, and then just add on the rest of the sentence after that. And also, like, in those days, you would be like, oh, I have 50 Facebook friends. They're all gonna be fucking pumped that I'm learning how to play the xylophone, and then nobody interacts with you. Like, all of my fucking posts from 2009 have no likes, no comments, nobody cares. I was just posting to nobody. So this is a long TikTok, but it's actually one of my favorite TikToks of all time. What is covered in the video is extremely cringy, but the way the TikToker covers it is actually really cool, so let's get into it.
So back in 2018, I was going through a really bad breakup, and I engaged in this absolutely unhinged behavior where I would hide my Instagram story from every single person that followed me except for my ex-boyfriend. So let's say I had 400 followers, I would hide it from 399 people except for him. So I would post a story literally only for him to see it. And every time I share this with my friends and family, everyone gets a kick out of it and thinks it's hilarious. So I'm now going to share it with the world. And I also want to know if anyone else has ever done this. Okay, so this is actually from New Year's Eve of 2018. I posted this picture, like cute New Year's Eve outfit, saying I was ready for the year to be over. I actually did not go out that night. I put on this outfit, put on jewelry, did my makeup, put on heels to take this photo, and then I went and sat downstairs with my mom and my sister and probably was asleep before midnight, but needed it to look like I was going out and about to like go party. So 10 out of 10 for this one. Okay, this one's kind of a follow-up because this was also for New Year's Eve in 2018. Obviously, like I had done my makeup, put on jewelry, and I actually went into my closet and I turned all the lights off and made sure that it was really dark. And I took a boomerang. This is just a screenshot of that boomerang, but I was attempting to make it look like I was in a club, which I was in a dark closet. Yeah, I don't know how I thought that one was gonna seem like I was legitimately in a club, but we're gonna go with 7 out of 10 because I do think I looked cute, and the effort was there, but I just think execution was poor. Okay, this next one had a very specific purpose, and honestly, who knows if he actually picked up on what that was, but this was another boomerang, I think, but it was showing how I had a scrape on my head because I ran into a street sign when I was out with some friends, and I ended up staying the night at someone's place. So this was taken in the Uber ride home the next morning, and I said something about how the Uber driver asked what happened to my head. I'm sorry, in what world would an Uber driver notice that tiny scrape on someone in the backseat of their car? Besides the point. But the point I was trying to get across was that I was Ubering home the next morning, like on a weekend morning, early in the morning. So I wanted him to think that I had hooked up with somebody and was heading home. The scrape and the sign hitting my head, that part was true. The Uber driver asking was not true. So a little bit of deceit in there. We're going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, so some people are like crapping on this girl in current day in the comments, and I think that this is the opposite of that. I think this is like really self-aware and self-reflective. She's putting this on Main Street. Like, I love that she's calling herself out for this because I never did like I'm gonna block everyone from seeing my story but this one person. But I definitely, back in like 2016, I was involved in some sort of like game-playing flirtatious thing that I will never involve myself in again, but I would definitely post attention-seeking Snapchat stories that, yeah, I posted them for everybody, but they were for that single person, you know? So I get this. I never did it to this extent, but I appreciate this girl calling herself out. Okay, so the person that posted this says this is their friend's journey in a toxic relationship told through different stream titles over the course of a year. So we're starting back in time about a year ago. All of the streams are titled For You Baby. We've got For You Baby Sorry, I guess something happened. For You Baby Again. Baby Mama, we've got a child involved now. Chill late night vibes, things are seeming normal 5 months ago. Missing a special girl, so stuff's going down. More missing a special girl. You're playing some Apex Legends, at least you're playing a good game, I guess. Moving on to better, I hope you're okay. Okay, it's getting a little bit more concerning. Okay, name my dumpster for inappropriate stuff. That's not a nice stream title. My crazy lady. What is going on? Crazy lady 4 months ago. Crazy females with toxicity, stay away. Toxic ladies, get the bleach and spray them away. All of these are named that same title 4 months ago. Baby mama, 1 month ago. Crazy females with toxicity, stay away. Baby girl, last stream. Okay, no, last stream was not the last stream because it was 2 weeks ago. Baby girl is up to 1 day ago. So, are things back to normal? I mean, what is normal for this relationship? I wish that I could watch all of these hours of content to see what this person is saying, but that would just be a little bit too much dedication. And to be honest, if I was baby girl and I saw all these stream titles, I would probably break up with you again and then get back together with you because that's clearly how this relationship works. Hey, if you like Sad Cringe, I've got a whole playlist for it. It's going to pop up in the top right corner of your screen. Feel free to check it out. I know that I am like continually going through the rounds of the same subreddits. I'm just trying to get back in the flow of making videos. I do have some new ideas. I promise I will share them with you soon. But I would like to give a major shout out to Hannah, Matthew Kendall, Caitlin, Beth the Dork, Ashton Jacobson, June, Rocket Fist Rick, Alicia, Kennedy DeSilvis, Tay P, Hyper Ninja Child, Jared D, Regrettable Stitches, Allison B, Kaya Bay, Brittany, and Catco, as well as everyone else you see on your screen for being top tier channel members. Thank you guys a whole bunch. I hope you all are skating on to the best of your abilities, drinking a sufficient amount of water, and I'll see you super soon. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Take care of yourselves.